This old man was lying in a coffin. Before he had a chance to say goodbye, he was sent to the oven after burning in a 3,000-degree fire. OMG, she didn't even burn a hair off. The employees were terrified. Trembling, they told their families. The old man couldn't burn at all. Families were stunned. People rushed to the incineration room to check. Even the crystal coffin they had just bought was burned to ashes. The old man was still intact. It even seemed that the old man was getting better and better. Just then, a gust of wind blew through the hall. The family was terrified, but Annie hadn't believed in ghosts for over a year. She went up to take her father's pulse. She confirmed that her father was dead. When the people thought they had to let the old man burn again. Soon, the fire burned again. But soon, the staff came running in again to tell everyone, no, the ovens were all burned out. But the old man still did not burn. This time, the whole family was confused. They began to suspect that the workers were not skilled enough. When the staff heard this, they were very worried. I am a 19th-generation ancestor burner, burning people for decades. Never give bad reviews. If you do not believe me, once again, let me burn the old man. Family members are completely speechless. Could it be that the old man still has unfulfilled wishes in the world that kept him burning for a long time and would not stop? The family felt good. Just then, the daughter-in-law suddenly had a flash of light. When he said he would invite Master to dinner earlier, I saw him accidentally staring at a photo album. We were still talking about this person's name. When Grandma heard it, she suddenly remembered something. My son likes a celebrity. Annie said there was an actress who was very hot lately. Jack said this girl was really cute. When my daughter heard this, she was upset. Do you like her too? Jack quickly claimed he only saw this picture by his father's bedside. Then Jack brought the signed photo. Yes, it must be this one, because Dad was content to read it every day. Although Jack was a little reluctant, but in order to let his father get peace soon, had to burn it with his father. Then let the staff burn it again to see. This old man, holding a beautiful magazine, was pushed into the incinerator again. However, even the coffin and the photo were turned into ashes. The old man still did not burn. It seems that the magazine was not the last wish of the old man. Burned so many times, and the cost is getting higher and higher. It makes the family who is not rich even worse. This time, the grandmother couldn't help but say, oops. No more burning. Bring him home and build a temple for him and make some money. Annie said, can you be normal? Annie said the hospital was waiting for her. She said turn around and leave. It turns out that the father had special feelings for his brother when he was alive. The will did not give Annie half a cent. Annie was heartbroken. After Annie left, many people began to worry again. If it keeps burning like this, the family will soon be bankrupt. Just then, the demented old grandmother suddenly jumped up, saying that the boy still had his first love, Tracy, as if I heard him mention where she worked. I panicked a little when I heard Tracy Jack's voice. As soon as I heard Tracy Jack panicked a little, the daughter-in-law took a look and knew that Jack must be hiding something. Eventually, under the pressure of his daughter-in-law, Jack a phone call and called Tracy over. However, this time there were 3 Traces. We do not know which one is the father's first love. We could only lead the 3 Tracy to the father, but they all said in one voice that they didn't know the old man. Jack said it was impossible. Tracy's name is all lined up here. At that moment, a middle-aged man with a strange name suddenly appeared. He jumped in front of the old man's coffin, crying his eyes hazy, and reached out and touched his handsome face. Well, so he is the first love of the old man. Tracy couldn't care less. After meeting her first love, immediately burned. This young man has been burned 19 times, but after burning for half a day, but not even a hair was burned. No more burning. Even the family's money was almost burnt out. A few moments later, the staff rushed into the lounge. Sure enough, the old man is still intact. It seems that this Tracy is not the old man's concern. At that moment, Annie called to ask for information. Jack scolded her as soon as he received the call. How dare you ask? You ungrateful daughter? And Annie took this opportunity to vent her frustration. But Jack told her that the family's ramen shop had already failed to cover its expenses. His father had sold everything to pay for his education. On his deathbed, in order not to drag Annie down, before he died, he gave himself the mess of the ramen shop. After learning the truth, Annie was shocked. She checked her father's, the text message he sent to her before he died. Now she realized that she had wrongly blamed her father. It turns out that Annie wanted to give up her studies. She wanted to go home and run a ramen shop with her father. In order to let Annie fulfill her dream, he deliberately told Annie that the ramen shop was reserved for his son. So Annie ran away from home in anger. She never came back home again. When she found out the truth, Annie came to her father's body. After years of misunderstanding, she was ashamed of herself. At that moment, her father's hand was raised. When she looked back, she realized it was Jack's hand. The two siblings finally made up. Then the old man was pushed into the oven again. Everyone thought it would be okay this time. It must have burned. But then the employee came in again and said, it still didn't burn. This time the family was really subdued. The grandmother was so angry that her blood pressure soared. She grabbed her son by the neck and said, how could I have given birth to a man like you? At that moment, Annie saw the staff's badge. It suddenly dawned on her. When her mother died, she was also the one who lit the fire. At that time, my father wanted to put the wedding ring in the fire together, but the master said the package does not have this service, so this incident has always made the father haunted. Annie rushed home and took out the ring, prayed to the staff to make an exception. Let the old man take the ring and burn it with him. The staff did not want him to ruin their own brand. They had to give them a break. So Annie helped her father put the ring on and put her mother's ring on it. This time is absolutely sure. Sure enough, the old man finally succeeded in making the potion. It turned out that what had been on his mind all along is his wife.